I never set out to become a living kidney donor. Honestly, I was just trying to take care of myself. And that's where most women get it wrong about health. So here's my story. Back in 2012, I was living in Charlotte, North Carolina, working as a health coach. I'd always worked out, not because I had a big goal, but because it was just a part of who I was. And then one of my clients came to me with a completely different goal. He needed to lose weight, not for aesthetics, but so he could donate a kidney to his sister. And that moment changed everything. I wasn't chasing a transformation. I wasn't trying to hit a number on the scale. I just had habits. And looking back, those habits were preparing me for something I didn't even know was coming. Helping my client lose 20 pounds, that part was easy. That's what I did. But what I didn't expect was how curious I became about the process. I didn't know anything about organ donation, but I wanted to learn. So I approached it the same way I would anything like a house project. I thought, oh, this is just like hiring a plumber, right? I'm going to look at the three best companies, see what they have to offer, see who has the best deal, and then make a decision. I was so naive to follow that kind of process and think that way. I called Emory first, no answer. Then I reached out to Piedmont. And from that first conversation, I knew that this is where I needed to be. The evaluation process was intense. 12 appointments in 3 days, physical tests, psychological tests, everything. They weren't looking for perfect. They were looking for healthy, stable, consistent. We don't really even know if we have two healthy working kidneys until they do certain tests. And so I was curious to know. I mean, I thought I was healthy enough, right? But truly needed those tests to evaluate comprehensively. And that state of health, that stable, consistent state of health, doesn't come from quick fixes. It comes from years of habits. There were also moments that just felt truly aligned. While I was in Atlanta, I asked the head of the program, Dr. Zayas, what he listened to in the OR, and he lit up. And then I got in my car, and two songs came on that matched exactly what he had said. One was Phantom of the Opera, and he had talked about how sometimes he listens to opera music, and it was All I Ask of You specifically. So there they were, those two songs in a row, and how could you not take that as a sign? And so fast forwarding, the first potential recipient was almost a match, and the second one absolutely was. Surgery was in February of 2013. 6 months later, my boyfriend, now husband, got to meet Ray and Julie in person. Ray had originally been a match for his wife, Julie, but she had needed a blood transfusion. And after that, they were no longer compatible. So what started as a medical process became something so much more. I didn't expect it. I didn't anticipate it, but they became family. They came to our wedding reception. They surprised me at my first bodybuilding show. Julie was incredible, strong, resilient, spirited, and we had a lot of similarities too. We were both Division I college cheerleaders. We were both Lutheran. We both loved the color blue and also loved to write handwritten thank you notes. So it was just such a blessing and a joy to get to know her. Unfortunately, she passed away in December of 2025 and just a few months before her 75th birthday. And I still think about her every day. So with all of that, here's what most people don't realize. This wasn't just one transplant. Through kidney pair donation, 4 lives were impacted, 4 lives were saved. So as the altruistic donor, I was donating a kidney without needing one for a friend or family member, but everyone else on the list had a loved one or friend or acquaintance who was donating a kidney on their behalf so that the loved one, friend, or acquaintance could receive one. And so, in that respect, yes, 4 lives saved, many more impacted. And that changed everything for me. Years earlier, someone had questioned what I'd ever do with the letters behind my name, my PhD. And yes, they asked that very facetiously. What are you ever going to do with those letters behind your name? And while that mattered, the letters that meant the most in this experience, KPD. KPD, kidney paired donation. Another thing that taught me was how important every role is. At one point, my pre op labels had the wrong date of birth and they had to redo everything. And that hit me. From the coordinator to the surgeon to the person printing the labels, every role mattered. Just like your habits, it's all of it working together. And people will say, you saved a life, how wonderful. And yes, I'm very proud of that. Though I also think about all the people who do that every single day. First responders, healthcare workers. This is bigger than one person. And that's really the point. I didn't build these habits to become a donor. I built them for me. But they made me ready for something I could never have planned. Now, you don't have to donate a kidney. I don't think everyone's cut out for that. But I'm going to encourage you to ask yourself, are you building a body and a life that's ready? Because your habits might not feel life-changing today, but they're building something you can't see yet. Strength, capacity, readiness. And one day, they may matter more than you ever expected. Thanks for watching. Would love for you to subscribe. And if this resonated with you, let me know in the comments what's one habit you know you need to tighten up right now.